It's 8 p.m. on a Tuesday. You're watching TV when suddenly, complete darkness. No hum of the refrigerator, no glow from electronics, just silence. In the next 60 minutes, you'll either set yourself up to thrive through this blackout or join the millions who panic, waste resources, and put their families at risk. Today, I'm sharing these 7 critical actions that separate prepared survivors from desperate neighbors during power outages. These aren't series, they're battle-tested strategies used during real disasters, from ice storms in Quebec to hurricanes in Puerto Rico. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete roadmap for mastering that crucial first hour when the grid fails. Welcome to Prep Pantry, where we turn everyday people into confident survivors. If this kind of practical preparedness content helps you sleep better at night, smash that like button and subscribe, because your family's safety might depend on what you learn here. When the lights go out, most people make the same fatal mistake. They grab their phone, start refreshing social media, and hope everything goes back to normal in a few minutes. Meanwhile, their battery drains, their food spoils, and their water pressure drops to 0. The prepared, however, move through a systematic checklist. This first hour isn't just about survival, it's about taking complete control of your situation. Let me tell you what happens in those critical first moments. Your refrigerator starts warming up immediately. Your municipal water system, which relies on electric pumps, begins losing pressure. Cell towers switch to backup power that'll last maybe 24 hours if you're lucky. In your neighbors, they're either panicking or assuming this will all be over soon. This is your window of opportunity. The first thing you need to do is resist every instinct screaming at you to check your phone. I know it feels wrong, but that glowing rectangle in your hand is about to become your biggest liability. Switch it to airplane mode right now. You just bought yourself hours of extra battery life that could mean the difference between calling for help and being completely cut off. Now, gather every single portable power source in your house. Phone chargers, power banks, laptops, tablets, anything with a battery. Check the charge levels immediately. Here's something most people don't realize. A fully charged laptop can power a small LED light for over 100 hours or recharge your phone multiple times. Your laptop just became your most valuable survival tool. Don't forget about your car battery either. It can serve as a backup charging station, but use it judiciously. Only charge essential devices and never drain your car battery completely. You might need to evacuate. While you're securing electronics, you need to protect them from what's coming next. When power returns, surges can destroy everything you own. Go around your house and manually turn off and unplug non-essential devices. Gaming consoles, TVs, computers, anything expensive that you can't afford to replace. Take a quick video walkthrough of your electronics for insurance purposes while your phone still has battery. Here's a pro tip that could save your life. Invest in lithium batteries and keep them fresh. They hold charge longer than alkaline and perform better in extreme temperatures. Stock up on manual alternatives too, manual can openers, wind-up chocks, and learn how to open your garage door without power. When the grid fails, simple mechanical tools become priceless. Now, while you still have cell service, you need to secure your communication network. Cell towers have limited backup power, usually 8 to 24 hours, but overloaded networks can fail within minutes. Everyone's trying to call and text at the same time, and the system crashes. Contact your core network immediately. Family members, trusted neighbors, anyone who matters in an emergency. Don't rely solely on phones, have backup communication methods ready. Two-way radios are affordable and reliable, reaching several miles without any infrastructure. Set preset channels and check-in schedules. For example, monitor channel 7 every hour on the hour. If you have ham radio operators in your area, they often provide the only communication during major disasters. Even if you're not licensed, knowing where they are can be crucial. These folks take emergency communication seriously and often coordinate with local emergency services. Don't overlook analog signals either. Whiteboards on doors let you leave messages from neighbors. Whistles and mirrors can signal over long distances without batteries. Colored cloth can be used for coded signals if you've arranged this with your neighbors beforehand. Establish regular check-ins to conserve battery and reduce anxiety. Knowing you're not alone and that there's a plan is crucial for psychological stability. But here's what's happening while you're getting communications sorted. Your food is starting to spoil. This is a race against time, and most people lose badly. Refrigerated items become unsafe after just 4 hours above 40 degrees Fahrenheit. That expensive meat in your fridge, it could make your family sick in less time than it takes to watch a movie. Identify your perishables immediately. Milk, eggs, soft cheeses, raw meat, seafood, these are your priorities. You have 2 options. Cook them immediately or move them to the freezer. Use alternative cooking methods like propane stoves, grills, or fire pits if necessary. Pre-cooking valuable proteins extends their shelf life significantly. Here's a strategy that works. Move all your food to the freezer and fill empty spaces with water bottles or ice packs. A full freezer stays cold much longer than a partially full one. Those water bottles that you're using for filler,
They become drinking water later, so you're solving 2 problems at once. Practice what I call light and scent discipline. Cook discreetly, use blackout curtains, and vent smoke away from public areas. You don't want to advertise that you have food and fuel when your neighbors are getting desperate. Use sealed containers, pots with tight lids, or aluminum foil to protect cooked food from contamination. Plan for waste management too. Garbage pickup stops during extended outages. Consider composting, burial, or burning organic waste to prevent health hazards and pest problems. Food safety isn't just about what you eat, it's about managing what you don't eat too. Speaking of water, you need to act fast here. Municipal water systems rely on electric pumps, and when the grid fails, water pressure drops quickly. You might have 30 minutes, you might have 3 hours, but you won't know until it's too late. Fill every available container: bathtubs, sinks, pots, water bladders, everything. A standard bathtub holds about 80 gallons, which is enough for a family of 4 for weeks if managed properly. Most people think about drinking water, but you need water for cooking, cleaning, and hygiene too. FEMA recommends 1 gallon per person per day, but 2 gallons is more realistic. Cover stored water immediately to prevent contamination. Use water bladders for clean, portable storage if you have them. Treat water with 8 drops of unscented bleach per gallon to neutralize most biological threats. If you have mechanical filtration, like LifeStraw Family or Berkey filters, they remove 99.99% of bacteria and viruses. Don't forget alternate water sources: ponds, rivers, pools, water heaters. Have siphons, hand pumps, or collection tools ready. Pool water can be filtered and treated for drinking if necessary. Store water on the ground floor to avoid heavy lifting during the emergency. Here's something critical: conceal your water supplies. Water theft is common in extended outages. People get desperate fast when they're thirsty. Be prepared to defend your resources if necessary, but avoid advertising what you have. Set up collection systems before you need them. Rain catchment, dew collection, solar stills. Test these systems now while you have time to figure out what works. Now let's talk about something that kills more people during power outages than almost anything else: temperature extremes. Your electric heating and cooling systems just became expensive decorations. Temperature regulation is critical for survival. Close off unused rooms immediately and consolidate into the smallest defensible space. Hang blankets over windows to reduce heat loss. Create what I call a survival room using mattresses, blankets, and emergency blankets to trap heat. Mylar emergency blankets reflect 90% of body heat and cost less than $2 each. Layer them inside sleeping areas or create reflective barriers. If you need alternative heating, kerosene heaters, wood stoves, and ventilated propane heaters provide warmth, but they require serious safety precautions. Proper ventilation is essential to prevent carbon monoxide poisoning, which is a silent killer. More people die from improper heating during outages than from the cold itself. Layer your clothing properly. Wool and synthetics retain heat even when wet. Avoid cotton. It holds moisture and actually cools your body. Use south-facing windows for passive solar heating during the day, then close curtains at night to trap that heat. For cooling, wet towels, battery-powered fans, and underground spaces provide relief. Use evaporative cooling if water is available. Balance fresh air with temperature management through controlled ventilation. Keep smoke detectors, carbon monoxide detectors, and fire extinguishers functional. When you're using alternative heating and lighting, fire safety becomes critical. One mistake can destroy everything you're trying to protect. This brings us to something most people don't want to think about, but absolutely must: security. When the power goes out, normal social rules start bending. Law enforcement gets overwhelmed quickly, and response times stretch from minutes to hours or days. Check all doors, windows, and entry points immediately. Install real deadbolts, window latches, and security bars if you haven't already. Use blackout curtains to prevent indoor light from advertising your resources. Red-filtered flashlights preserve night vision and provide discreet illumination. Set up early warning systems. Battery-powered motion lights, noisemakers, or organized watch schedules give you precious time to react. Organize watch rotations, but remember that fatigue and complacency are dangerous. Don't try to stay awake for days straight. Form informal watch groups with trusted neighbors if possible. Coordinate and plan before desperation sets in. Community defense is more effective than going it alone, but make sure you're working with people you actually trust. Have defensive tools ready: pepper spray, baseball bats, wasp spray, improvised barriers. Make your home a harder target than your neighbors. Mental readiness is crucial too. You need to enforce boundaries and act decisively if threatened. This isn't about being aggressive. It's about protecting your family when normal protection systems fail. Use furniture barricades, additional locks, and improvised alarms to slow down threats and buy time. Document any security incidents for legal and financial protection during recovery. But the most critical action of all is gathering information. This determines every subsequent decision you make. You need to understand what you're actually dealing with. Use emergency radios to tune in to NOAA weather stations and local AM stations for official updates. Battery-powered scanners let you monitor emergency services for real-time awareness of what's happening in your area. Talk to your neighbors systematically.
Find out who has generators, medical training, or useful supplies. Assess the scale of the outage. Is this local, regional, or national? This completely changes your strategy. A local outage means help is coming. A regional disaster means you're on your own for much longer. Monitor weather conditions and adapt your response accordingly. Incoming storms or temperature changes affect everything you're planning. Listen to ham radio networks and emergency broadcasts for information you won't get anywhere else. Document your food, water, fuel, medications, and supplies. Calculate consumption rates to determine how long you can sustain your current situation. Monitor environmental and human threats like flooding, fires, or civil unrest. Record events, resource levels, and observations. This aids insurance claims and improves future preparation. Make informed decisions about whether to shelter in place, share resources, or relocate based on actual information, not fear or assumptions. The first hour of a blackout isn't just about surviving, it's about taking control. Those who act decisively, gather information, and follow a systematic plan don't just survive, they thrive. They become the neighbors others turn to for help and guidance. Here's what separates winners from losers when the grid fails. Preparation transforms blackouts from crises into manageable challenges. Act quickly and systematically. Don't waste time on panic or wishful thinking. Secure resources, establish communication, and protect your environment. Work with your community when possible, but be ready to defend your family and supplies. Gather and document information because knowledge is power, and power means survival. When the lights go out, will you be the one with a plan or the neighbor wandering around in confusion, hoping someone else will solve the problem? The choice is yours, and you need to make it now before the emergency. Preparation isn't just about supplies. It's about mindset, action, and the will to take control when chaos threatens. With these 7 critical actions, you'll be ready to face the darkness with confidence and resilience. If this video helped you feel more confident about your family's preparedness, hit that like button and subscribe to Prep Pantry for more essential survival knowledge. And remember, the best time to prepare was yesterday. The second best time is right now. Stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next video.